just wait for the hoons to settle down a little bit. Yeah guys, Chris here at Midlife Carpentry. Welcome back to the, or should I say welcome back to the next installment and the first installment of the van fit out. Now I'm going to go through and do the measurements of the van, so what it is internally. Now I found it bloody hard to find any reference to this sort of thing. Now, I found some basic internal measurements, internal dimensions, but there was nothing about really the wheel arches or how deep things went, where the steps were and the sides and the walls. You know, that sort of information would have been handy to have when you're planning out your set out and your fit out, what you want to do. So I know a lot of guys will be setting these up as campers, things like that. So I'd say it's probably going to be a little bit of handy bit of information for you guys. So, but everything will vary to a degree, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to do this to the absolute millimeter, all right, give or take, say 5 mil. It's pretty much just the way it is. So I'm never going to give you accurate drawings, because you just never know what changes in the vehicle and how it's manufactured and all that sort of thing. So just be mindful of that, because you can get yourself in a pickle if you build to the millimeter for these fit outs, as you'll find out later on. Yeah, anyway, that's embarrassing. We'll talk about that one later. Righto, I'm going to take some measurements. So first of all, key measurements is your width. I'm going to go with that. That's easy enough. And we go between the wheel arches. So first measurement for today. Wheel arch to wheel arch, about 1269 it is, so 1269 millimeters. Give or take, like I said, give or take 5 mil, all right, just to give you guys an idea. So let's go 1270, all right, 1270 between the wheel arches, roughly. Sidewall to sidewall, you're looking at 1767, so 1770. All right, we'll go with that, give or take 5 mil, like I said. That was from the sidewall to the sidewall. Doors to doors, there will be a variance here. There you go. The doors are actually out by roughly close to 20 odd mil. So they're actually narrower than what these outer pieces are. So the doors close in. So when they close up, hit the seals fully closed, they're 20 mil smaller than what it is at these 2 points here. So at these 2 outer points. Okay, keep that one in mind. Let's do a ceiling height one. That's probably another good one for you. Okay, let's say, so we'll go door height first. So the entrance, all right, door height. So I have the cab with the doors in it. So you're looking at 1224. So 1200 and say go 25 mil, somewhere in there, give or take. Internally inside, so let's go in the middle, do the ceiling in the middle. 1321 for that one. So in the barn door style Hiaces, there's actually a little clip just above here, just above my head here. All right, now I've actually measured off that originally, so that's probably about that, roughly about that difference. But it does come down slopes in the entrance and stuff a little bit. But yeah, main center to probably about where that light is a 1320, so 1320 mil. All right, give or take 5 mil. What was another good one? Wheel arches. So we'll work out a rough height for the wheel arches. So let's do that. Hang on. G'day. Like I said, this is very, very rough, but it should help you guys out a little bit. So here we go. So look at about 280. So 280 mil, which is, I think was roughly about right where it should be. Yeah, 280, 270 mil, thereabouts. So that's for your wheel arches, so where your wheel arches sit. So that's that transition, all right, from the base to the top of the wheel arches is around that 280 mark, somewhere in there. All right, give or take, same again. Doors closed all the way to the back of the seat. All right, so I'm just going to close this side door. Now this is obviously, I've got the barn door set up. So I'm going to close the side door. I'm going to go from the side, back of the inside of the side door, sorry, inside of the side door, right to that piece of timber with the back of the seats, okay, which is pretty much spot on there. Sweet. So barn door setup again. They have the two hooks, the two clips. Okay, so from those two clips, all right, keep in mind you'll need to take those into consideration if you are getting barn doors. So it's 2695 basically. So give or take 5 mil. So 2695 for that. But if you don't have the clips, possibly the main hatch, the main sort of big door setup, the main hatchback style, should be closer to the 2715. So 2715 millimeters, give or take. All right, so that's the full length as well. Now the other one, I was just going to do the steps as well for you guys. So we'll just quickly do the steps. About 200 mil, so 210 mil from the inside to the actual door. When it's closed, you're looking at about 200 mil there, guys. All right, height wise, roughly as always, give you guys a bit of an idea, is about 235 mil. So 235 mil from the bottom of the step, all right, to the top of that little piece of timber there, which is the top of your step there. So 235 mil. So righto, that's the basic dimensions of the van to give you guys a bit of an idea about what you might be working with. Now I'm going to jump back in time to when I did a video on my set out for the van, and how I've marked it out, what I've done. I've actually marked it out on the floor in the spare room we've got here, and I've laid everything out. So I'll jump over to Chris in the past and I'll let him take over from there. All right. So this is the initial setup. I probably shouldn't be sitting on my Mac packs because they're not used for seating, not very good for seating. But this is the initial setup. This is why I've put the tape marks down on the ground. This is why I've marked it all out nice and easy with the dimensions as close to as possible the actual van size. I wanted to lay this out to work out what I'm going to do. Now my focus is going to be building 2 drawers before the van gets here, okay? If I can get those 2 built first, and I know that the bulk of it's done, the rest will all sort of slot into place pretty much. Yeah, we can build it up from there and make it look prettier and blend it in with the rest of the van. So the 2 drawers are one for this side. So these are actually going to be 530 high, so they're going to be quite tall drawers. Okay, so they'll sit above basically the height of the saw. Okay, and that's obviously deliberate so I can get the saw in and out without a problem at all. And obviously to max that up with the bed going all the way across, we're going to do a secondary drawer in this location here. So I'll have another drawer at that same height, 530. It's not going to be as wide as that one. I didn't want even drawers deliberately, because if I went the bigger drawer and then put a bigger drawer on this side, I feel I'm going to be wasting space. So instead I'm doing 2 separate drawers, one slightly narrower than the other, which will give us more room in the middle. And in the middle, obviously we've got our saw stand, we've got our straight edge without a problem, but there's also plenty of room to put extra levels and all that, because remember this is 530, so this comes up a bit. So there'll be a whole section there for levels, etc. Potentially the guides as well for the saw, or also the track saw guides too, which is eventually what I want to have. So yeah, that's the initial setup. It took me a couple of goes to get to this point, but I'm pretty happy with how it's going to go. I think this will work well. Righto, so along with the 2 drawers and a big sleeve on the middle, okay, I'm going to have a secondary drawer on this side, a shorter one, a short stumpier drawer. So the idea is that is basically driver's side. That's going to be the popular gear that I'll get out pretty regularly. I might even see if I can fit my tool belt in there. We'll see how we go. Otherwise we might mount that up some other way. I might hook it up somewhere or have it hanging. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so that'll be like a flat drawer, not too boxy, pretty easy to pull out. So it gives it a bit more flexibility to use it for other things. And then this space here, the idea behind this space here is that if I did ever need the full height of the van for whatever reason, you know, putting in a wheelie bin or a fridge or, you know, washing machine or something like that, I needed that full height to help me get something in. I've got this space here to get that achieved. Now there will be a board over the top of this that is removable, okay, along with all the boards. I'm trying to make them all removable for good reason, so that if I do get to the point where I can't pull the drawers out, I can actually open them up from the top and get access to my mat packs. So it's all about trying to come up with a practical way to access everything, and yeah, having it look good and everything still too as well. So yeah, it's all about efficiency and just trying to stop that wrestle that I seem to be having a lot with putting away tools and getting tools out. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting, and I'll take you guys on the journey. So yeah. Oh, okay. So, as you can see, I laid it out, I set it up. That's roughly about where I was thinking everything was going to go. Things have worked out pretty close to that. I've modified a few things here and there to try and suit it. But yeah, I'm pretty much happy with how everything's panning out for the build so far. So, righto guys, that's the planning stage. That's the design and plan and the measure. Hopefully that may have helped you guys out if you are looking at doing a van build. Because I know the lead times on these bad boys are quite some time. So if you are going to do your own fit out on something, or you're trying to get a hold of one, and you've got a bit of time up your sleeve and you want to plan things, hopefully this video has given you a hand to lay it out like I've done on the floor in the spare room there. And yeah, you can get a bit of an idea on set out and what you might need for materials and how you want to do it. So yeah, righto guys, all the best, eh? Build on Legends, have a cracker of the week, and next installment will be coming up, and that'll be, we'll probably talk about more so the drawer build itself in that installment. And yeah, we'll won't be far away from installing. Righto guys, see you later, hey, take care.